Alright, before we do a flyover of the freestall and the parlor and whatever, we're going to fly over the farm. Today is Sunday, November 11th, and the last video you guys seen was setting up the sound loader and whatever, and I've got a couple more videos to get out to you to get up to speed here, but because we haven't shown you guys anything for the barn building project, I figured I would jump this one out there ahead of the other ones. So at this point, we are done with high moisture corn. And the bunks are filled. We're done chopping. We're just working on cleaning up equipment and hauling manure. What you see here is 2 ag bags that we filled with third cut and haylage here back in August. Jared is down to the lagoon right now with the crawler, and he only has like 3 or 4 foot of manure left in it. They put a new fan on that crawler we bought, which is the one that he has in the lagoon, and I'm kind of losing you guys here a little bit because I'm a little farther away than I need to be. But at any rate, you can see that there's not much manure in that lagoon, but he's trying to get things mixed up best he can, so when they get hauling manure here tomorrow, he can get right after it. So he's got both crawlers down to the lagoon. Like I said the other day, they put a new fan on that crawler that's out in the manure there. So we'll just kind of give you a flyover of the bunks. These 3 lower bunks, we have an ag bag of haylage in front of it as well. We have second and second and third cutting in the bunk way over on the right, or third and fourth, second in the middle one, and then we have second or third cutting left over from last year on the left side. And then these bunks on the back side, we've got BMR silage in this whole bunk all the way across. They're both 100 foot wide by 240 feet deep. And then there's a bunk that he's digging out of right now. That's a narrow one that we used to put high moisture corn in. That has got BMR in it from 2023. Then we've got first cotton in this next bunk. BMR and the one that's not quite filled. What do we got in this next one here? And then we've got BMR in this what we call bunk 2, the one that's kind of in the middle here, and then that stretches back and over into the bunk that is in behind it. And then there is second cutting in what we call bunk 1. So we have 3 bunks that are next to each other up at the top here, and then there's 2 of them that we use the wall on the back side of it, and then we call that one bunk 4, and the bunk swings around and it comes over into this bunk 3. I probably should get up a little higher, but we had there's a little bit of haylage left over in this little triangle here right in kind of behind the trailers, and then there is a wall that you can see kind of in front of that one trailer to the right that extends on to the far side. And we have conventional silage in that bunk there that does not have a back on it. Now all we had originally here was a concrete pad, and the reason why we're flying over is I got quite a few questions when we filled this bunk here, or when we covered this bunk. We had a concrete pad that was only about as big as about where them cut tires end up there, and we continued to pad on. We've got a spot that we could put another wall in, to kind of divide that in the center, and then we could stretch this back to where those tires are in this back area here before the trees. And we had this other wall put up here this summer. So we've got several dozen tons of, thousands of tons rather, of silage in those bunks. So we'll go ahead and get up in front of the parlor, our older parlor. So we're flying over the top of barn 5 now. And then our existing parlor is just in this side of the black and white silo. Low battery. So you guys are gonna hear that. I'm sorry about that, but from here on, I'm just gonna do a voiceover. I apologize. I don't want you guys to hear this beeping and whatever. So alright, so you guys have seen the footage from the drone. It's been a while since we have shown you anything from the air here. Now we're going to walk in through the front side of the parlor. I got questions as to why this building here is white and black versus the rest of it's red and everything else is red. This is a metal structure building, and their siding is a different siding, and their colors are a little different. Their shades of red are going to be different than that steel that's on these other barns. And being that this is a continuous building, you would notice the different shades and colors. So we decided to go with a different color for this building altogether. Plus, if somebody stops in and says, hey, I need to talk to so-and-so, you can say, well, they're up to the parlor. Well, which building's the parlor? It's the white and black one. It's easy as that. So this is the porch area here. We've got to, or we're going to be going in through the hallway here. There's going to be an office there. We're coming into the utility room area. The parlor's on the other side of that wall there. We've got our basement to go down into the inner workings of the actual parlor itself, which we'll go down there in a minute. We've got our air compressors that run the main functions of the parlor. Water storage tanks. Again, this is this is the utility room here. We'll have chemicals in here, dips and pre and post dips and what have you. 2 8,000 gallon tanks you see sticking through the back of the wall here. They'll finish that wall over the top of the tank, and then we'll walk into the milk house here in a second. So this much of the tank is going to be stuffed out into the utility room. I've also gotten a lot of questions as to why we aren't going with direct load. Well, the reason why we're not going with direct load is our milk company doesn't want to do direct load. So we bought 2 8,000 gallon tanks here, and then we'll bring the 15,000 gallon silo over here eventually as well. So we'll walk into the milk house. That's pretty simple as far as what that's all about. This is basically it here. This is the milk house. The milk truck will back up over there, and then he'll be able to get into the tanks and the milk silo and what have you. Some carpentry work has to be done in here. This is not obviously not done yet. We had some coatings put on the floor here last week. This coating is supposed to be an acid resistant coating, so hopefully we can preserve this concrete here. So before we go into the parlor, well, we could show you that, and I want to go downstairs here and then kind of slowly move that way. We're into the parlor area here now, and then we've got like an observance room up above there. That stairway has to get built yet. That stairway go up around here somewhere and go up into the observance room. We would be able to let people watch from there, to watch the parlor from overhead. Now we're going to go down into the basement. This area here is the stairs allow us to get down and underneath the carousel parlor, and then we're able to come up into the center here. We've been in here before. A lot has been done since I brought you guys in here. That was about a month ago. I just have not had the time to get in here when there's been an adequate amount of daylight. Today is November 11th, Sunday, November 11th. When we were in here last, I think it was, I don't know, September 15th or 16th. So it's been more than a month. And as you can see, there's quite a bit more put together in the parlor here. So we'll walk around the outside of this. We'll go back down in through the tunnel, the basement, if you will. And then we'll walk around the parlor itself to give you a look-see as to what that is all about. This building looks a lot bigger now that it's got walls up in it than what it looked like before. Before we go out into the parlor, we've got a utility room. Well, this is a lot of the electrical and a lot of the controls for the parlor are in this room here. And then there's another little room over there on the other side. We'll just kind of walk around here. We've got bathrooms, break room, showers, and what have you. Bathroom there, shower, sink area in here. Break room is over on this side where these other windows are. That'll give you an idea of what this looks like. The coating was put on this floor here too, and around the parlor itself, a red and a gray. Looks pretty good. So the cows will come in on this end here. We'll kind of give you an idea of what things are going to look like as the cows come in. So we'll walk out into the holding area and whatever here in a little bit. So the cows are going to enter up through here, and each one of these is a stall, and this is going to be turning very slowly as the cows load. This area here, they will be prepping the cows. They will be cleaning the teats, and then about here is where they'll start putting them on, and then this will slowly move around. As it's moving around, it's loading the whole time with cows, and cows are getting off as well. This is an 80 cow rotary. We kind of say that every time we are in here, but I always get that question, and I always state how many stalls are on this rotary during the video. So if I'm repeating myself, that's the reason why. So as the cows get to about the 2/3 mark, 3/4 of the way around mark, they will be just about fully milked out. The milker will come off, and then the post dipping section is going to be on this other side. 3 glass overhead doors on each side. They'll be able to open these when it's warm out in the summer, to get a little cross ventilation in here. The dipping section will be right here, and then the cows will get off of the parlor, and then as they get off, they'll exit out through this side here. On the other side, this is the actual holding area on this side, so the cows will be loading through this area here. There's going to be readers on the gate, so as the cow comes in, it'll know what stall she's going to, and then her milk production will get read as she comes into the parlor. They've got some work to do in this holding area here yet. And then we're walking out through the holding area into the connecting building. And then I don't know when we did the last video if we had this barn completely full of animals or not, but there is animals on both sides here now. We've got heifers on the far end, 3/4 of it, and then we've got dry cows on each side on this end. Walking into the back side of the parlor here, there'll be a drop. Manure will be able to flow through this area here. There's they got to dig all this stone out. There's a channel there, and then it'll go out to manure storage pits that will agitate and be able to pump out to, there's a manure pit that way. There's going to be a manure pumping station there as well. So now we're in the connecting building. Connecting building's going over to barn 8, and then over to barn 9 on that side. We have freshening box stalls in this section here. We'll also be able to use these for special needs. If we have cows that are sore or have a lame foot or something, or we section them out, we could put them in these areas here. That's what these box stalls here are for. And then there's a little medicine room right there. Climb over this gate. We've got close-up dry cows on this side here, and far-offs over on this other side here. Right? So that'll give you an idea of what this what it all looks like here. we will move these animals over to, well, actually they're going to go over to barn 5, the heifers. And this is going to be all milk cows in this building here. Alright, so I guess that's going to do it. That black one right there is a little curious. She wants to know what's going on. Alright, folks. That'll do her. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you at the next one.